Alright guys, we're on to day 2 of the Fluffycon Warhammer tournament. And the first opponent of the day is a Lizardmen player, and this is Glenn. And here you can see my Tomb Kings deployed up against his Lizardmen. And one of the most interesting things about his army is that he doesn't have any mages at all. He's got some items on his characters which gives him extra dispel dice. So in my magic phase, he gets 4 dispel dice total, no scrolls. So that made it very interesting. It means I could get a lot of magic off on him. And here you can see I've deployed with all of my archers on the right-hand flank, some of them in the forest, and cavalry, chariots, or cavalry in the middle, chariots on the left, everybody else in the middle. Let's move to the next photo where you can see deployment from his side. You've got skinks on the left, Cold One Riders, Saurus Cold One Riders on the left. Looks like Saurus is in the middle, Croxagors on the right-hand side. Man, had dinner, and there are some skinks which aren't in the photo on the far right. But that was it, and yeah, so very interesting this game. I had never played Lizardmen before, and one point that I need to make before going ahead with the report is that the new Lizardmen book is out at the moment, but these players aren't allowed to use the rules in the new book because of the tournament restrictions. They have to wait, well, the only way they could use a particular list is for it to have been out at least a month before the tournament started. So without further ado, let's go to the next photo, where you can see chariots just getting into position. I think I managed to win the first turn. Oh no, I didn't. Did I? Can't remember whether I got the first turn or not. Doesn't really matter too much. You can see his skinks moved forward. I think he scouted, or maybe he got the first turn. Look, totally forgotten, but at any rate, you can see my chariots moving forward, as well as the carrion and scorpion moving forward a little bit. Next photo, on the left, on the right-hand side, Tomb King's flank, we've got skinks skirmishing forward, as well as Cold One Riders coming in from behind, and everybody else moving in, and just really getting shot at. Did plenty of great shooting in my magic and shooting phase, killing a few guys, knocking off a Cold One Knight with the stone thrower, Scullipult. Not achieving too much, but yeah, and just moving back my forces slightly. Next photo, you can see an overview of the Lizardmen moving forward. Looks like, well, he's got 2 units of Croxagors with a hero in each unit, and Saurus warriors in from behind, with the skink skirmishers out in front. And really just, the turns went very quickly, 1 to 3, with him just moving across the battlefield very fast, well, very slow, very fast, depending on how you want to think of it. And me just shooting at him and not really getting into position. Now, next photo, you can see him getting a lot closer here. This is a Lizardman turn here, where he's just firing with his, throwing javelins with the skinks out front, not really killing anything, but just getting into position to charge in future turns, and really just putting the onus on me to do something about it. So we're going to go to the next photo, where we've got some blowpipe skinks trying to shoot across at the chariots, not really killing anything there, and the Croxagors really just setting up right in front of the chariots. Now, next photograph here, this is, yeah, so when I said setting up the Croxagors in front of the chariots, I should point out that Croxagors are strength 7 and chariots die instantly from strength 7 hits, and this is the fatal blunder of this game. And my opponent did point it out to me at the start of the game. He said Croxagors are strength 7. They are not strength 7 in the new book. When the new Lizardmen book takes effect, it's going to be strength 6. But I was an idiot. I was a silly Warhammer player with no experience and charged anyway, with Chariot straight into the Croxagors, and just completely forgot about it, and I just got murdered. So what you're looking at here is the Scorpion, which is on the side of the Croxagor unit. There used to be a Chariot unit next to him, but that just wholly got murdered by the Croxagors. And you can see the King further up on foot because his chariot got destroyed, and any other friendly chariots destroyed as well. So there's only 2 chariots left here. And that pretty much devastated me. I really lost the game decisively because of that, and just charged with everything and really came out with nothing. And it was completely from my stupidity, not realizing that every time a Croxagor inflicts a single wound, he'll take out an entire chariot, causing 3 wounds for combat resolution, and that will just devastate me as a Tomb King. So next photo, what happens here? You can see his force just closing around mine. The skeleton cavalry in combat. The 4 at the back are just sort of just to tell the casualties while we were resolving combat there. And just generally everything running amok on the battlefield, everything's dying. The Tomb King's dead. Cruxcore passed the leadership test for the curse. The Carrion are flying around trying not to be destroyed, but everything else on the table that belongs to the Tomb Kings is just being trashed because of my mistake and the fact that my maneuvering was bad, and I just really had no answer for his army. Thought I was doing well, but just got overconfident with the shooting. And in this next photo, you can see the Hierophant trying to fly away with his Cloak of Jones, and the Carrion just not getting hit. Just trying to conserve points as much as I can. Can't really capture any table quarters, but I can stay away from his units. And man, what a disaster! Next photo here. Sorry, there is no next photo. That's it. Absolutely demolished by the Lizardmen, and I've got to say I felt pretty stupid after that game, losing all the chariots like that. If I played this guy again, I think it still would have been a very tough game. I would have had to try to charge him with something else, but it really would have been tough. So props to my opponent. It wasn't a very powerful Lizardman list per se. It was a kind of a fluffy list, fluffier than my army anyway. And he still did well with it, and really that was my first game against Tomb Kings ever. And I'll be a little bit wiser for next time. See you guys later.